we're rapidly running out of space. There's stuff everywhere.
Well, good thing you have acres back there.
Yeah, I literally had a conversation this weekend about building a pole barn. I'm like, I need another
you and Bart.
I need another 4,000 square feet. Come on.
Well, don't forget to put a studio in there.
And sadly, the reaction from my lovely wife was, yeah, you're probably right. I'm like, did you just
yeah.
I'm like, we already built a 1,200 square foot garage.
She just wants you happy.
She just wants me out of the house.
Or out of the house.
Out of the house. So when I swear, go to the barn. This is the Gray Hair Daycare Podcast, with a combined age of 111 years and a combined IQ right in that same range. Your hosts, Frank Sirio and Carlo Russo. Welcome back. Here we are.
We're back, Frankie.
And it is episode 18.
Wow.
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
Boom, boom.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's 28.
Yeah, it is. When I was typing things up this morning, I thought, wow.
18.
18. We started in the very beginning of November.
I thought you were going to say, we started with 1.
We started at 1. We did. In fact.
So what was it, the date, you think?
I think we recorded the first one October 29th.
Wow.
Like right at the end of, right around Halloween time. And yeah, it has flown by.
A lot of things have happened.
Yes.
In that little stretch of time.
Yeah.
So, wow.
That was gone. Yeah, it feels almost, in some ways, it feels longer.
It does.
But here we are, episode 18.
Mm-hmm.
As always, I am Frank Sirio. I am 55 years old, and my wife is 35 weeks pregnant.
35.
Which is so close, so close.
We are right there.
And we finally have a recognizable and new produce reference for the size of little baby Josie. And it is a head of romaine lettuce.
Romaine lettuce.
Romaine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the long
long and skinny. So head of romaine lettuce. She at 35 weeks is gaining now about an ounce a day.
Nice.
So even more. It was about a half pound a week. Now it's even I guess it's about the same, an ounce a day. She is, so the baby at this stage for a while now has had a little hair, like a little monkey everywhere.
Yeah, all over the body, right?
That's going away. So
she's already balding.
She's already losing that and getting rid of the waxy substance that covers the skin that is called, and I had to look up how to pronounce this, Vernix caseosa.
Oh, I love that with little chips.
When I saw it, I thought it was, I was pronouncing it like it was a Harry Potter spell. Vernix caseosa.
Vernix caseosa. I'm pronouncing it like we're going to a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, Vernix caseosa, I guess, is the way it's pronounced.
Okay.
So
do you think that equals, you said that that's leaving the body?
Yeah. So, when sometimes when they're preemies, they look a little waxy.
Sure.
That's coming off now.
So do you think it has something to do with that leaving the body and then the hair falling has something to do with each other because it's not there to.
Sure, I'm I'm not sure. I'm just happy
Let us know if that's the case.
That's starting because when you see the kid, and they've got, I like it if that's gone.
You like it as clean as possible.
By the time we meet, I would. I
wanted to have a nice dress on and
possibly a little bow,
a little hairdo,
little bow.
Do you know how you were when you were born, or when Kelly was born? If you guys had hair as babies, if you had a hairdo,
I don't know. About, I
know they dropped.
I want to say that Kelly did. I don't know if I did. I don't think so. But I'm not sure.
I mean, sometimes you will have the baby have hair,
they do, and then it falls right out.
Yeah.
Because the pictures of me when I was little, there was not a lot going on up there. Yeah. So I'm not positive.
Well, you got it now.
That's right. I'm going to try to keep it.
You got it now, baby.
As long as I can.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's where we are. We're getting real close. It's only a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Still no hard date. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the doctor updates.
There isn't a hard. Really,
no,
they're just giving you a little.
Every
vague.
week they're checking out, making sure things are headed in the right direction, and they just set an appointment now for the week that we thought we were going to be induced in week 39. So we'll see. I think it's one of those things that if you're going to be induced, which is what they have kept telling us,
right?
the way with the hospital and the availability and the way it works, I think they want to get close because they want to schedule you so that if they have surprise people who are not being induced, that they've got room for them on the floor and all that stuff. I think we'll get more clarity next week as we go through, but we'll talk more about that stuff later on. But right now,
what?
We haven't, I don't know if we had one of these last time, but we have one this time, and we often do. We'll move on to I Was Wrong. Now, this time,
What did we
I was wrong, but I was wrong.
It's not about
and we'll
me?
get to that. Oh, no. We've got one for you.
I still got love out there.
So, if you'll recall, one of the things that we talked about, I think 2 episodes ago,
So that would be 16. Okay.
maybe, was one of the methods that you described during childbirth with Trina.
Oh God, let's not bring that back up.
That's the one. So I was notified.
15.
I was notified. I've heard on previous episodes that Trina listens on her way back and forth to work.
Absolutely listen.
And at other times, as soon as she gets home, she will intervene.
She will.
Which would lead us to that actually is related to my I was wrong. But anyhow, so she texted me immediately on release day for that episode. And she said her I was wrong was they did not say, quote, boldface, hose down your wife. When you were trying to do so. But she did say the point was that the warm water in that instance was to help relax,
things around.
Relax, relieve the pressure on the lower back. Sure. And she said it worked like a charm because you only had to do it for 5 minutes. And immediately after she was at 10 centimeters and ready to go. So valuable, but was the question the terminology?
She did say, I can't believe you said hosed me down. I said, well, I got to come up with a little comedy at this whole, She goes, well, you're not a comedy podcast. Said, well,
Well, I don't know. I think we might be.
I think we're turning into that.
We might be. Yeah. So there was that. Now mine was a little more serious. I feel bad about this.
Okay.
And I was told that I did not have to do this. I was wrong, but I feel compelled to.
Okay.
So one of the things that Trina came running home about was the OG Frida baby snot sucker thing that you are not going to be crash test daddy for that device because that was suggested by my niece Marie.
Sure.
And then, so we talked about that, but later on when I was on vacation, one episode, maybe a couple of episodes ago, I think, I mentioned that while Marie had recommended it and told me that it was a great product and that we should test it, that my brother's wife, Jane, while we were on vacation, informed me that Marie, in fact, had not used it.
Right.
And that it was used by her husband, Marie's husband.
Correct.
And this was not correct. I feel like I have been...
Oh, it wasn't?
I have been led astray. I have been bamboozled by Jane, which I'm deeply, deeply disappointed, which I could say this right into the camera, knowing she'll never hear it because she doesn't listen to the podcast or watch.
Jane.
And my brother probably won't either. And right now they're all in the UK, which my brother would have to pay for a data plan. Never happened. So, but yeah, Jane characterized it. Now, it was a quick conversation in her defense, but Marie absolutely did use it. The first time she made her husband do it, but she used it many, many times.
Oh, okay.
To great effect. And she was a little upset with me for a while for impugning her character and saying that maybe she had led us down a primrose
We are
path.
sorry.
And I am. You didn't do it.
I mean,
you just
I'm
reacted.
part of
you
you.
reacted to my
right. Whatever you say, I'm going to follow.
We have to own our own. You own your wrongs. I own my. So Marie, I apologize. You were. I believe I was led astray by Jane. I will deal with that at some point in the future.
Next week we're like, I was wrong. Sorry, Jane. I made this all myself.
She is busy in the middle of just moved into a new place.
Jane did?
Jane is, yeah. And nice. My brother is there. My brother hates being in the UK. He hates being in the UK.
Gotcha.
He's gotten he's lived in Tennessee for a very long time. He's used to sun He's used to, fairly nice weather.
Yeah, rain does not.
And it's all, he complains about everything. So she's busy trying to decorate her new place, and he's
Mike's a smart one.
Busy annoying
He marries
her.
an English woman that has a house still in England. You're probably going to have to go there once in a while.
Yeah, yep. No, that's it. What's amusing is he actually has a spreadsheet.
Really?
Runs in the family.
Really?
He has. Not only does he track every trip he's gone on and where he's been and all that stuff, but he tracks how much time they spend as a couple in Tennessee, in the UK, and traveling. And he tries to make sure he's getting the lion's share of. Oh no, not equal.
Oh, he gets the lion's share. Okay,
he gets more time in Tennessee than there. So, but she's somehow able to deal with that, and that's okay.
She's just giving you wrong information.
She's just setting me up to hurt my niece's feelings.
Hurt this beautiful niece of yours has sucked out so much snots out of her
Here
son.
She is with
daughters.
a legitimate tested recommendation. And
is it her daughter or son? Does she have a daughter?
She has a daughter. Yep.
Yeah. And we said nothing. We said she did nothing.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
But now we know. Now we know. I'm still not doing it. I will be divorced.
Changes nothing for you.
I will be divorced.
That's it.
The hose down, she can live with. Everything else.
Right. Yeah.
This sucking of the
that's the line.
Is
that's the line. It's okay.
All right.
So there is. I was wrong, and now
and me too.
I still haven't developed the slide yet, but I hopefully when I say this, one that will make you laugh and everyone will enjoy will appear. We're going to move on to the second time we've done this.
Ooh.
Frank around and find out. For us, the Super Bowl was just 2 days ago.
Yep.
And I was just thinking about number one. So obviously there's no spoilers now because it's a couple weeks in. So number one, Kansas City. Like I didn't watch. I don't care about football.
You don't.
Who did they play last year?
Last year, Kansas City beat San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yep.
Okay. So last year, you're watching them beat
San Francisco.
If someone came along and said to you, you know what? A year from now, Kansas City is going to get just crushed by the Eagles. They're going to get crushed by the Eagles. And in the stands, there's going to be Donald Trump.
Why would he be in the stands?
He is the president of the United States.
What?
And when the camera lands on him at the Super Bowl, he will get a standing ovation from almost the entire crowd.
Yeah, right.
And then the camera turns to Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, she's
and
there.
Boos erupt throughout the crowd.
For Taylor?
For Taylor.
Boos? That would never happen.
You can see her mouth. What's happening? Like she was terrified. Like what's going on? People are booing me.
Well, this is Carlo a year ago.
Would you have believed?
That's crazy, Frank, because first of all, Kansas City getting beat down.
Really?
I mean, realistically, they're probably going to play the Eagles. I agree.
Yep.
But beat down, like they're not even there. That's stupid. That's not going to happen.
Number one.
Then Trump? You're talking Trump as the president of the United States again after whatever we've been through with Trump? He would never become the president again.
No,
and then on top of that, let's say somehow he finally became the 47th president again. They would be cheering him? No. You are ridiculous.
Never.
And T Swizzle, Swizzle T, whatever they call her, booed. Everybody loves her.
Shaking it off.
Everybody loves her.
It is astonishing what has happened.
So what happened to the president
in this country? I was just seeing everything the next day.
Crazy, isn't it?
I'm looking on X and there's the video of her when the boos erupt and
she had no idea.
Side eyes her friend and you can see her say, "What's going on?
Who are they hating? That's embarrassing. Oh, me?
Yeah. It was astonishing.
They hate Brad Cooper that much?
It was amazing to watch. And then seeing it, like just the idea that so much has happened in the few weeks that he's been president. And it seems like, this is the question I have you can already see with the things that are happening, the usual suspects are digging in and getting entrenched.
Oh, yeah.
And they seem to be trying to gin up the resistance, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take it in the streets and we're going to burn the place down. But nobody's doing that, right? They're just on...
Just like this echo.
They're
like
just screaming.
They're screaming in an empty room.
This is an assault on democracy.
Yeah.
And every time they do that, I want to say, no, bureaucracy. Say it with bureaucracy. But it's just amazing that they're doing their thing. But it just seems like all of a sudden the country woke up from a nightmare.
A long nightmare, yeah.
Of this liberal, ridiculous nonsense.
And it's not we've talked about that, it's not the liberal of our forefathers. No. So when we say this, it's not like, oh, here they go, the right way. No, because this is nothing like what we're used to having the Democrats of the past. It's just not.
I think that's how you end up with Musk. Actually, like a year and a half ago, illustrated it really well. He was talking about, look, I was a left of center Democrat. My views didn't move. The scale moved.
Absolutely.
Right? The scale moved underneath people. So people who were normal conservatives became right-wing extremists.
Yep.
People who were in the middle became conservative. And like guys like Bill Maher, right?
They start
to all of a sudden, oh, well, he's changed. No, he's the same guy. Right. He's kind of what we remember as a traditional moderate Democrat, right? Or maybe a little bit.
Ask questions of your government.
Yeah,
that's you know what I mean. On both sides.
How do you say what fascist in history wanted to cut spending?
I know, really,
it's so ridiculous.
But getting back to the prediction, the Super Bowl prediction, I'm not surprised at the booing. I mean, she's like the face of Kansas City, right? Yeah. So let's boo on that because they also booed John Hamm.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Come on, John Hamm, he's great.
Yeah.
So because he's a Kansas City fan.
It was in New Orleans, so was it a Phillies or Eagles dominated?
It had to be because the crowd was louder, right?
Okay.
So I'm assuming it was dominated one side more than the other,
right?
And I'm going to say the Eagles side won.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think people are just sick of her, right? Just the whole crew of them.
The whole thing with
the
her,
whole crew,
her and Blake Lively being buddies, and all the stuff with her.
So I think that puts on top of them.
Yeah.
The most I'm surprised is the crowd cheered. This is a Super Bowl. We're not talking about the Republican.
It's not the RNC.
RNC, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the Super Bowl where he would have got a lot of boos when he was the 45th president, right? I mean, and it was like, I remember when the UFC. Remember when he first won, and you could say, okay, that's the UFC. It's very pro. Okay. I got it. That's why I'm saying this is the Super Bowl. It's not the UFC.
Yeah. You're in New Orleans.
New Orleans, right. Yeah. And the crowd, it was deafening when they showed his face.
Yeah. One of the things I think people used to say, a lot of conservatives would say, politics is downstream of social issues. But I think what the liberals and Democrats have done for a long time is they've done it the other way, right? They have used politics to drive social issues, right? What really I think a lot of people, it's true, were mistaken is it's really a cycle, right? Like politics drives the social stuff, and the social stuff drives politics. And that's what happened was the Democrats used politics to drive this social engineering stuff so far that it impacted the social stuff, and the country pushed back and was like, nope.
You're going to always have that tipping point, right?
Yeah.
You're going to, and now I think it's like we're at a point where like, stop. We're not buying it. We're not buying that product anymore.
I used to say that all the time, that it was like people would always say, well, it's a pendulum, right? It swings one way and it swings the other. But for a long time, for the last 15, 20 years, it's not a pendulum. I have felt like it's not a pendulum, it's a ratchet, right? It swings one way, but it doesn't go back all the way.
Right.
It goes and then it swings again. So it's moving in one direction.
You're not getting a full.
You're not getting back and forth. All of a sudden, somebody went nope, and it came back. And I hope it's something that ultimately is good.
Right. Hopefully, when things like this happen, things get fixed. Hopefully, it gets fixed on both ends.
Yeah.
Right?
There should be good things that come from it.
Let's reset.
Yeah.
Let's reset because obviously, as they always say, the people have spoken. So there's a problem. I was always confused because I travel all over the East Coast, Midwest.
Yeah.
And the Midwest, that's America right there.
Yeah.
And I've always confused, like, if you just listen to social media everybody hates
Right.
this particular either person or situation.
But everywhere you go.
And then I go travel and I see the same
Doesn't
concerns,
look like that. Yeah.
the same wants, the same needs, the same safety problems that everybody's saying.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. I talk to a lot of people, and we all kind of have the same fears and wants and needs. But if you listen to the social media or certain channels, you are led down a street that does not look familiar at all if you go out there in the real world.
Very different. We're surrounded by farms and stuff like that. And when you drive around here and you look at these little towns, they're like they were 50 years ago.
Right.
They really are.
Right.
These are not crazy people.
The same people that have been around with, going to their work and schools and churches. And, it's still, that's what we are, that community.
Those lives have not changed as much. Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah, and it's like that everywhere.
Now, you go to these cities.
Yeah.
Because we travel to New York all the time. We go to Chicago. We go to Detroit. Yeah. We go to all
big
these
cities. It's different.
Big cities that they think they have it fixed, and their cities are screwed up.
Yeah, it's rough.
Right? It's rough.
Yeah.
So, and the people in those cities are going, what's going on?
Right. Yep.
Who's voting these people in? Because I live here and it's not us.
Right. Somebody's doing it. But that was Frank Around Find Out. And now we've got, I have a little surprise. This is a surprise. So we're going to move on to Crash Test Daddy.
Oh, wait, what is the surprise, Frank?
So I told Carlo when I put together our Cradle-Wise cradle.
Oh, okay.
I shot the whole thing as I put it together, and I'm going to do a little time lapse so you can see it. And it was pretty easy to put together.
Oh, that's cool.
Cradle-Wise I think it's a great product. It's well made, nicely packaged, went together very easily.
Now you are very handy, but you don't have. You're saying I could do it.
Yes. Very simple. Okay. You need a Phillips head screwdriver and an Allen key, and they were included. And you put it to literally, it's one USB cable. You got to plug in. It was quick. It was like an hour and a half.
That's a plus.
Yes.
For the product.
It took me more time to break down all of the packing,
the big boxes,
all the boxes and stuff, than put it together. And it got it set up. The app was easy to install. Everything. I had to go through the setup one extra time, but it was good. And it's easy. But that's not really what we're going to do, because I wanted to surprise you. So I'm going to hand you what I would like you to crash test today, and then when I return, you'll see it. So I'm going to go grab it and bring it over for you.
Awesome! Can't wait.
Love this.
Is it a puppy? Oh, the baby's back.
Okay. So as you can see, what
as you can see,
what Carlo has in front of him now is the My Brest Friend Super Deluxe 25th Anniversary Nursing Pillow. And I thought it would be fun for you to try it out and see how it works. It's very, very well reviewed.
Okay.
And so
as you can see, I have this. I've never seen it before. He just handed it to me. I have baby Josie.
You do.
The fake one, of course.
In her swimming cap.
The fake one.
Yes.
I'm just going to move this. Can I take a look at what I'm...
Yeah, you go right ahead. Slide that out of the way. I'll narrate as you go. You want me to hold baby Josie?
Please.
Because you're going to need to figure this out by the head. Great. There we go.
And it's called the what? It's called the what?
It's called, I love this. It is the My Brest Friend, BREST.
My Brest Friend.
My Brest Friend Super Deluxe 25th Anniversary Edition Nursing Pillow.
So I'm going to assume that I'm going to put this around me.
Yep.
Probably won't fit, but I can make it bigger.
Now, this is what I didn't figure out immediately, but I'm going to give you the clue that thing that you had your hand on, you can tear it off.
Oh.
That's no. This over here, the little clippy, that comes right off. It's Velcro, so you can make it bigger. Because I tried to put it on, I couldn't get it around my arm. So it's supposed to go around your waist.
I'm going to assume that this is going to go around my waist.
Yeah.
Which it is right here. I'm then going to take my Brest Friends.
Yes.
And put them out.
Yeah, but you got to clip it in. You got to give it a full. Come on. We have to give it a proper. We got to give it a proper test. That's what I would do. Yeah, if I were you, because it's going to be snug. There you go.
Okay. So Let me
there. Yeah, that's not so bad.
So that's not circle.
Yeah, look at that. You got some stuff. Yeah. So
now I'm gonna.
So I think you want it more down on more toward your waist, a little bit lower.
How big do you think my best friends are?
That's true. And now, and then there you go. You got the baby.
Do this one.
Yes.
So now.
And that's it.
The baby.
Now you'll notice there's a little bump. If you put your hand on the surface, there's a little bump. So it cradles the baby and allows them to be like right positioned correctly. And that is it. So and you can then lean back, and it kind of stays nice and easy. So and then by your left hand, there's a little pocket for other accessories of cigarettes and cheese sticks, whatever whatever you got in there.
This is back in the 60s and 70s. Our parents.
Yeah, there was none of this. Can you imagine? Is it uncomfortable?
Not at all.
And the back.
This is great.
Okay. It's great.
It's so good. I might remove the baby and put a drink and maybe some chips.
Now,
and I have a little table.
There you go. We could do that as well. But this is supposed to be the Cadillac of breastfeeding pillows.
Let me tell you, it makes sense.
That's it. I just love that. When I saw the name, I'm like, it's really called the My Breast Friend.
My Breast Friend. When you told me that Velcro, that works. A lot of room. You can see I put it up,
you could.
And I'm still.
I might be able to get it on even.
I can still go a lot further.
Yeah.
So it can fit a lot of people.
Yeah.
The baby has a comfortable bedding table here.
Nice and soft.
Material is nice and soft.
Yeah, and it's you can zip it off and it's washable.
You're going to need
that stuff.
Of course your breast friends are going to be. Now on both sides, you have that.
The bump on. Yep. It can go either way.
Of course.
There you go.
So here we go. We did this 2 nipples up.
There you go. There it is. That's our Crash Test Daddy, the My Breast Friend Super Deluxe 25th anniversary. They've been making these forever, since 1999. Yeah. That is it for Crash Test Daddy, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back. And Carlo just made an excellent point. For those of you who are listening and not watching, you are missing out because it is fantastic. Well, I enjoy watching it.
You do.
And the viewers do usually respond to our Crash Test Daddy segments, but this is another one that's just, it adds a new dimension.
Yeah. I mean,
new dimension.
We had the ones with the rubber ducky. Yep. That's pretty fun. We had the one that I had to strap the baby to my chest.
Yep, that was a while back.
Yeah, so YouTube, thank you for listening, and I love listening too because you're in the car.
Yes,
you're taking long drives.
Nice.
But when you're at home and you want to see this silliness, there's nothing like watching a grown man with my breast friend.
That's just fantastic.
I don't mean Frank. I mean my breast friend.
That's it. That's quality branding right there. My breast friend.
My breast friend.
So we are back. That was Crash Test Daddy, and now we will move into what just happened.
Frank, what happened?
So we had a few interesting things. Some of them kind of just like preparation, getting ready because it's getting closer and closer. We're at that point now where it could kind of happen.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Sure.
But the first thing, early on in the week, Kelly and I were talking, and we try very hard. I think I may have used an expletive on the podcast once.
Okay. I think so.
We try very hard not to.
Yes.
But in our normal lives, and I don't know, in our regular lives, I don't know. You
think I swear?
I don't think you do. Not as much as me. I swear a lot. Mostly because I'm alone a lot, right? So it's me and the dog. So I'm either like So if I get like, there's a lot of times like that's what I remember. My parents never. No, one time in my whole life I heard my father use the F word. One time. And he was literally, he had put a nail through his hand. Like he literally, I heard F-bomb and I looked and it was like it was through his.
He didn't yell after he nailed himself. He didn't yell out Jesus Christ, did he?
No.
Jesus Christ.
No.
The F word came out.
Yeah, there was the F, and then pulled it out. But that was the only time. Like they did not swear.
When I think of your father, I think of a man with very strong hands. Am I wrong?
He had big hands. Yeah.
Were they just like?
You could tell he wasn't an accountant. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what, I don't know. Every time I think of your dad, I always think of this. Like,
yeah, they were there. But yeah, so they didn't swear, but I do. I have to admit, and I think it's sometimes concerning for Kelly.
Really?
Not that it has ever bothered her, and I certainly never.
No, not about Kelly. You swear. I'm trying to remember you swearing a lot.
Well, it's mostly she's around when I'm doing projects and I get frustrated.
True.
Or stuff, things like that. Most of my swearing is like directed at inanimate objects.
Right.
But now I think it's a heightened concern in the context of we're going to have a little girl run around.
Yeah, oh my God.
And her suggestion was, and I don't know how exactly she brought it up, but she brought up The Good Place. So great show, Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. And they weren't allowed to swear in The Good Place.
Right.
So it would automatically, so she'd try to say the F word and it would come out whatever it was. Fork, yeah. What the fork?
What the fork? Oh, wait, fork.
So Kelly's like, we need to come up with our own set that we're going to use. And I'm always entertained when my wife says we, because
ding, 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 ding.
It's mostly when she says we need to do something, it's not her and the mouse in her pocket. It's me, right? And so she's like, we need to come up with our own Good Place substitutions for
That's funny.
Because she never
I don't see that.
Never ever no, it doesn't happen. So I'm gonna have to come up with some go-to substitute expletives, and I thought this could be another viewer participation item. And I would imagine that's got to be a challenge for an average parent. Do you remember when you were when your kids were little and ready to repeat things?
So you have a time frame that you can still talk.
I got some runway.
The baby, you got some room.
Yeah.
But yes, you do have to keep that in mind because they will repeat, and they will repeat it at the oddest places.
At church,
out to dinner, talking to the waitress or the service staff.
Yep.
So I don't remember a particular thing that happened, but we did have to be careful because I know it happened. My key word would be not the F word, but the saying the S word, because I say that a lot.
Yeah.
So that, if the shaving cream or, maybe
Shazam.
Shoes. Shazam.
Yeah. Got to come up with a good one for that.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to fail a lot of times to make it a normal thing not to keep doing it. You're going to say the word and go, oh my God, and you're going to do it. You're going to do it. It's going to happen until it becomes a habit that you're not doing it. So it's going to leak out there. And that one time is when baby Josie picks it up.
You're gonna pick it right up.
So you're walking around going, "Hey, shaving cream," and she's walking around going, "Shit."
Right. I do think of that. I think with a little boy, I think of that, and I think,
well, yeah, you don't want your little girl walking around.
It would
like
be kind of funny if a little
sailor,
kid, but a little girl would be like, "Oh,
yeah."
I'll feel very bad.
So, what word are you worried? What word generally will come out of your face?
What's a bad one?
Yeah,
I have a pretty wide menu of things, but
I think as long as you stay away from the F word.
Yeah, I think the son of a that one I throw around, and then the mother effer ones too. I throw out there.
Yeah.
So I need some work. I'm gonna have to try to clean that up.
I never had daughters, so mine was more of like I said it, but it's like hey, don't
say that around your mother.
The son of a bee, that never comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, when they say, I even hate saying it now, but like when somebody says bastard.
Yeah.
That's ugly.
Yeah. That is something that I will.
That's ugly.
That I think I break out mostly during DIY projects.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something that won't fit.
Right.
Like,
so, but other than that, I think if you can keep her away from,
I'm going to try
the main ones.
Yeah, the big ones.
But it's funny. We should have like the Good Place. Fork.
Yeah.
Fork.
I could do that. If I can make a game out of it and make it funny, that will help, because I think that'll make it easier for me to get my head around it and get better at it.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
When I'm on stage, I swear like a sailor.
See?
Right.
But that's more of a character.
It's a character.
Right. That's not you.
And then when I do live radio, TV,
yeah,
I don't even think about, am I going to swear? It doesn't even.
You don't have to worry about it.
Right. I don't even think about it. But the minute I'm on stage and I do my whatever I'm doing at the time, that character is known to be, to swear.
Yep.
And it's funny how you can shut that off.
Yeah.
Because I shut it right off on my normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear. Don't get me wrong. I swear.
You're on stage working with somebody who can make the Pope swear. So,
the character I'm yelling at is,
come on.
But I mean, I do swear, and I probably swear a little bit more now because I have a 23-year-old and a 18-year-old, so I'm not really worried about what they hear.
Yeah.
But it is, I'll tell you, I remember hearing what the kids are saying when they're playing the games. Me and Trina would walk by.
On Xbox.
We would be walking by the room and go, What just came out of that room?
The trash
and we
talk.
would walk out. We would walk in there going, hello, you're 13. What the heck are you doing?
What are you talking about?
And they're like, ooh, because they realize, I don't talk like this at home.
Yeah.
They get on that. It's like the stage thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They get on that game. They turn into that character.
It's a different arena. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's going to be a funny thing too when you hear your children swearing.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. That'll be different.
That'll be different. But the more that you can avoid around the house, obviously, is going to set her up.
I think I can rein it in.
I think you're good.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Yeah, you just have to go outside and just swear and then come back in the house.
I can whisper it to the dogs. Come here.
Send this to your.
So there's that came up,
That's
which I
funny.
thought was kind of funny. One thing that I did get done, Kelly's brother and his wife very generously gave us this car seat at the shower in Buffalo.
Very important.
And this is a cool one because it's basically like a carrier. It has the handle.
Click.
And it has a base that stays in the car, and then just click.
That's the best.
That's the way to do it. But we have had one of those slings in the back seat, so the dogs don't destroy the.
Oh, gotcha.
Don't destroy the upholstery. And it was a little dirty, and I hadn't done a good cleaning of the inside of my car for a while. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to mess around with it. I cleaned everything out. And then Sunday after church, we got our groceries, and then I dropped the car off to Delta Sonic to have them do it. And it was like,
not a sponsor yet.
Come back, not a sponsor yet. I would love it. They come back in they said come back in 4 hours. I'm like, okay,
that bad, huh?
So they do the hand wash, they do the interior, and it was pretty bad, right? Like, so every year, I think we've talked about it, where at Christmas time we'll go and buy a bulb tree, little tree. And we'll have it out in the backyard where we can see it with the lights on it, and then we plant it. So that thing in the burlap, I shove it into the back of my SUV. So there's pine needles.
Yeah, you got a mess back there.
And it was really messy.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job. Everything all clean. They did a really good job. I was very happy. Honestly, the car. I was like, this looks better than when I got it. Yeah, it was fantastic. Got it home. Figured out the latch system, so you don't have to use the seat belts.
Sure.
It blocks right in. Mm-hmm. Got that in and installed.
Nice and tight, right?
It's nice and snug. Even has a little level bubble, so you get it all set. Yep. So we got that ready to go. And then I have to figure out, where does the thing live all the time? When the baby...
The hand, you mean the part,
So we're going to have to come up with something for that. But got that in.
What do you mean, where does it live? In the house somewhere?
I like things to have a place.
Okay.
Where's it going to go? It could go in the mudroom where we have that stuff. But we're rapidly running out of space. There's stuff everywhere.
Well, good thing you have acres back there.
Yeah, I literally had a conversation this weekend about building a pole barn. I'm like, I need another
you and Bart.
I need another 4,000 square feet. Come on.
Well, don't forget to put a studio in there.
And sadly, the reaction from my lovely wife was, yeah, you're probably right. And I'm like, did you just
She did, yeah.
I'm like, we already built a 1,200 square foot garage.
She just wants you happy.
She just wants me out of the house.
Or out of the house.
Out of the house. So when I swear, go to the barn. That'll be it.
But it's a great thing. You latch on off, makes it easy.
Super easy, right? Rather than, especially with a little kid.
Oh my God.
And the way it's set up too, it is expandable. So it goes from the baby thing, then you flip the handle back, and then it expands all the way up to like 20 pounds or something like that.
It's with pounds, yeah.
So we'll do a crash test.
And I told you about AAA. You bring it there, and
they will check it.
Officers there, make sure it's good. And
we'll likely do that.
You'll go down that route.
Yeah,
we'll bring a video.
We'll do a test.
It'll be a while from now, but
yes, it won't be long.
Usually, when they change the weight, you want to make sure everything is. And then I think because they're facing the opposite way.
Yeah, rear facing
and then
in the
when
back
they get
seat.
Older, it's gonna be.
And then we got to figure out. We got this mirror thing, but we got to figure out. I was trying to figure out if it's better to have the kid behind the driver so you could see in the mirror, or behind the passenger.
Where was
so
my
you
baby?
can look and see.
I'm gonna say I remember this because I would do the driving. So if mom was on the passenger, she would have the baby so she can
behind you,
behind me.
Yeah,
I think.
We're going to have to
Carla
experiment.
was wrong.
Trina's like, no.
No.
That's one thing that this car doesn't have. The last SUV we had, it had a sunglass case in the center on the ceiling. But if you brought it down halfway, it had a bus mirror so you could see the back seat.
Gotcha.
And we don't have that on this vehicle. But
I had my first child. My car was a 35th anniversary Mustang, my white Mustang. He was the coolest baby in town.
That's it. No,
not ideal for
not great
2-door. Always struggling to get that. Think about it. You have to get that. Your
that's right, because you had to do that.
Yeah,
that's one of the things we're looking at.
Not good.
We're looking at going from right now we have 3 vehicles. So we have an SUV that I usually drive. There's a sedan that Kelly drives. And then I have a Jeep Wrangler that I plow the driveway with, and we're gonna go down to just 2. So we're gonna get rid of the sedan and the Jeep and get a pickup truck.
Yeah.
But I want to get a pickup truck with a crew cab, so I don't have to do the whole.
I remember when it was a baby when we dealt more with the stroller and all that. I had my Neon 4-door.
Okay.
But then accident. I said, screw it. Let's get the Mustang. Struggled a little bit, but by the time Nick came around, that's when I had my PT Cruiser.
Okay.
4-door.
And that's a little makes it easier getting in and out.
And then SUVs and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
blah. No, the challenge with this will be with the baby in there. The dogs are no longer going to fit in the back seat, so we're going to have to train the dogs to be in the cargo area.
Yes.
But it'll probably be Rumple, the littler one in the back seat, and the bigger one. Watson will be in the way back.
So you did that. You got that ready. The car ready.
We're ready, and so that was all done. And then we had another doctor's appointment, and this was neat. So this was a new thing that we haven't had yet, and I think I mentioned it in a previous episode. They did a fetal non-stress test.
Oh. Okay.
So basically, what this does is this is looking to see that everything is going good with the baby, and the way they do it, they bring you into this little room. I get to go in with her. They put 2 sensors on her belly. So Kelly gets in there. They put one that is listening for the baby and measuring the baby's heartbeat. And then another one up higher on her belly that is measuring any contractions that might be happening.
Okay.
And so they do this. And this was kind of funny to watch because clearly my daughter does not like giving information
really.
So they would get her, there's the heartbeat, and you'd hear the whoa, 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 whoa. You'd hear that noise, and then she would move. And then again,
enough of that.
She tried for almost
just move around
3 minutes.
Yeah.
And you would hear it because of the other sensor. You'd hear her move. And then finally, once she got it good enough, then they start tracking it. So they want to listen basically for about 20 minutes. They keep these sensors on,
really?
and it's on a computer, and it tracks out as her heart rate is changing. And it was funny to watch because those sensors were kind of strapped to Kelly's belly and applying pressure. This was the first time I actually saw movement. Right? She's like,
I've
look.
been asking about that.
You know, Kelly points it out. She's like, look. And I'm like, wow. And you could see the sensor would be like, moving around. And you could see her heart rate would go up every time she moved. And she'd like, and you'd hear the noise. And then she'd settle down. The heart rate would come back down. But then they want to basically see it within a certain range. Yeah. And they're looking for heart rate variability. Basically, they don't want to see like a constant higher heart rate would indicate some kind of distress or something. So you want to see the up and down, and they did all that, and it was good.
That's awesome.
But it was an interesting test to watch. But I was entertained by the technician trying to find. She thought, oh, there it is, move. There it is. She had to track it down.
Maybe because we're men. And I know this is nature and this is humans, but it's so cool to think your baby's in there. It blows my mind. I know it's simple thought process. Yes, the woman is pregnant. She has a baby. But as men, we can't do this. We'll never experience it. We can't have children. Just the thought of like, there's another human in my loved one, my person.
It is a thing that it's so easy. Like from when you're a kid, you understand
I know what happens. Yeah.
But when you see it happen, even at my age and having seen lots of life, it is. You're just amazed by how this all just happens. And even though now with the doctors and how many intervention points there are, how many things they're checking all the time and watching. This is something that has just happened for humans for thousands of years. Right. But it is. It is amazing to watch.
Amazing to go, oh my God, my baby.
You know, that there's this, that in a few weeks, there's going to be a new person.
Yeah. And you've never known.
And my wife made it. So we got to see that. That was good. So good visit overall. Everything's headed in the right direction.
And you guys are going once a week now?
And we get one of those now every week.
Okay.
So they keep checking on everything. Okay. The challenge this week has been, I think, because again, we keep talking about how quickly baby Josie is growing. Yeah. So Kelly is really feeling the physical demands now. She's getting tired a lot quicker. Harder for her to get comfortable. She's having more couple times a night. She will wake up. She can't sleep. She's not getting as much rest, and I'll give her usually a little back rub, and that helps her get back comfortable and back to sleep. So it's getting to be more of a physical challenge now as we get closer. But she's a trooper. She's doing really well. And then the nice thing, a wonderful thing, I should say, when we were at the point where we were just starting to tell people, and we knew what was happening. We found out that Kelly's cousin, who lives in Michigan, was also pregnant and 4 weeks ahead of Kelly. And just today they had their baby. Oh, and so that was great news. So
are they listeners of the podcast?
Let's
get them on this. With a baby in hand,
We could do that. I'm not sure if they listen or not. Okay. But they have
just had the baby.
A beautiful baby boy. His name is Armand. First of all, saw the picture and good looking kid.
Nice.
Right? He's good. And they're both very good looking people. They're good looking people. I think they were trying natural, but they tried for a while. I think she ended up having a cesarean. So she's, recovering, and she's doing okay.
You don't have to tell me about age, but younger or average?
More closer to normal, average age. Yeah. But has gone through a lot of the similar challenges to Kelly with the gestational diabetes and things like that. So to see that now, and it was we woke up this morning and I look at my phone and there's the text message with pictures, and I'm like, hey, look. And I think that makes it
real.
That made it easier, I think, for Kelly dealing with what she's dealing now, because she sees you're going to get one of those.
There's an end game, right?
You're going to get that's going to be us gift in a few weeks. So that was true. That was really nice to see. What it made me think about, and I'm interested to hear your take. Yeah. Immediately, I go to this is I'm messed up. Immediately, I look and think, this is a cute kid. And my immediate thought is my kid going to be as cute? Is she going to be, she's got to be cuter. Like I'm, it's like this competition idea in my head of my kid. I want my kid to be like, just like to be,
for whose sake, though?
Better look at me. For mine.
This is all for you.
Yeah. And
the baby has no
and for
idea.
her too.
Right. Eventually, but
the baby doesn't care.
Your wife is
like,
very pretty, and you're not ugly, so you have no problem there.
I think we're going to do okay. But
yeah.
I think these things, and I immediately laugh at myself because I'm like, it's just it's ridiculous.
But it's common.
But did you? So were you like?
I don't know about the competition part because I don't think I had anybody.
Like Pete's kids were around the same age or a little older.
So my nephew is gonna be 30, like 28, 29.
Okay, so they were first.
So they were first, and my oldest is 23. So we had a gap.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that like
where they were next to each other at the same age.
But absolutely, I worried about how the baby looked.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, it was like, because listen, we don't want to say it, but there's. Cute babies.
There's cute babies and there's not
so cute babies.
Yes, sometimes.
And I didn't want to be in that scenario.
Yep.
Now, and my thing is when we had our first, he was light, remember he was 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So he wasn't in full, full capacity.
Right.
Right. The weight and all that.
Yep.
But, and still was adorable. So,
yeah.
But once he got into that, like the drinking and eating and
chubby baby
oh
mode.
My God, and it didn't take long at all.
Yeah,
just gore. I mean, we would have people like, oh my God, the baby's so cute, and then Nicholas was just a doll. I mean, he was plump and his face was round, and he always smiled. So yes, you will be thinking that I want a cute baby. I don't want people lying to me.
Yep. No,
yes,
I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to pretend.
Yeah,
but no, I think about
a squirrel in a little
and
dress.
It goes through. It's like, oh, your baby looks like
tail?
Your baby looks like Milton Berle. Like, it's comical. But I do.
But it is a thought.
And I think all of it. It's like I want her to be musically talented. I want her to be smart. I want all those things. And I keep reminding myself, what you want is for her to be happy.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you want. I want her to be happy. Yeah. I want her to be healthy and happy.
Healthy is probably because you can make happy with what you do. Yep. Healthy is that's a blessing.
That's the one. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's happy you will do with your wife and your family and people around you. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Health is number one.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, do you want a boy? You want a girl? When people say, "I just want it to be healthy," how true?
All the right equipment.
How true that is.
Yeah.
When you're in that situation,
right.
I didn't care if it was a boy, girl, hair, no hair. I just please give the baby a chance.
Yeah. I'll take care of the rest.
I'll take care of the rest.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's it. It is, but it's funny with the cute thing. I mean, as we were talking about, I was remembering Marie, my niece that we were talking about earlier. When she was a baby, she was absolutely it was ridiculous. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Perfect.
My brother always tells this story but he tells it in such a way that it's bad because when he says it, he'll say it in front of my niece, and he'll say it like, "You really were beautiful."
Oh, like it changed.
What now? But she's a beautiful girl,
right?
But when she was
my chopped liver,
he'll tell these stories about they were out to brunch somewhere, and the chef came out just to see her. Like she was like a little. She was like a little doll. Like it was just the blue eyes, the blonde hair. She was horrible. There probably won't be any of that. But with me and there's not going to be any blue eyes.
If there is, someone's
maybe hazel eyes. Maybe
maybe somebody's going to be a conversation to the doctors. What are we mixing up here?
What's going on?
But it is a thought that I think everybody has. A lot of people have, maybe won't mention it or talk about it, but we will.
That's the difference. Yeah. I'm willing to articulate all my awful thoughts and
so, like you said,
stupidity,
health, and then you better have some good looks here.
Yeah. I'll be thrilled if she looks like Kelly.
Absolutely,
that'll be
you
awesome.
win. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yes.
But anyway, we have come to the end of yet another episode.
Wow, 18
episode 18 in the can, but we will be back. Certainly we will be back next week.
Could you imagine our first show with the baby here?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the whole thing changes.
Kelly and I have been in discussion about how
if we quit.
She feels very strongly, as I do. The more I read and understand,
keep the babies out.
That no social media pictures, and certainly not on the podcast. I said when just one picture. I want to be able to share with everybody at least one picture of the baby when she comes. And I'm not sure.
You're talking about sharing like with friends and family on
No, just I mean on the podcast.
On our pod.
I would like to do that one. And at the very least,
without covering the face. And I'm going to have a hard time selling her on that. Can I tell you, and I know she's listening.
Yep.
With Watson on her right now.
Right.
If you're going to do that, do it as early as possible because the face changes within hours.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
It would be so early.
You wouldn't.
Just one.
Totally different.
Because I feel like if you've invested the time in listening,
you should see how the
you should get to see.
So honestly, I mean, I'm not just joking around. If you're going to take photos,
right away.
Do it within the first couple of days because within a week you don't even know what you're looking at. It's a totally different baby.
Honestly, one of the things, I don't think I mentioned this, but this was another very generous gift from Kelly's brother and his wife.
Okay.
They got us a gift certificate for a baby photo shoot.
Ooh,
so we have like a portrait. Much. Like I was like, what is that a thing?
We used to do so many photos with the babies.
Really?
Yeah, we used to go
amazing.
We used to go. I know one place was at the mall. They had this thing, and I think we've taken both of them. It was so cool. We would. Oh yeah, no, you're gonna do all that stuff. We have one picture. Oh my God, I'll say this before we go. They put babies in different scenarios,
like
right?
Pumpkins.
Right. There was one. They put the baby in a hatched egg. A blue hatched egg.
Like a robin's egg.
Yep, like a robin's
That's
egg,
cute.
and the yolk was like a towel or something.
Okay.
So it looked like it was.
Yep.
And for the longest time, we told, I believe it was Nicholas, that's how babies are born. And we even have
a picture to prove it
of Natalia when he was born in his egg. So
that's fantastic.
We used to take those photos so much, and we loved it.
That's awesome.
A lot of them. Didn't they used to put baby announcements in the paper, like wedding, with the baby pictures? Did they do that? Or am I making that up?
They used to do wedding announcements. Yeah, I guess they would do babies too. Anyway, we wandered around and gave you another 5 minutes of nonsense.
Yeah, I guess that maybe you'll see the picture. Maybe not. We don't know.
I'm pulling for you guys to be able to see it.
Yeah.
I think if you've invested the time, you should get it. But
they could think we're lying about the whole thing.
I'm like, there's no way that guy's a father.
You're just having new puppies.
That's it. He's just buying a bunch of baby
with
stuff.
All those damn books you read about dogs.
Some creepy guy hanging around the baby department at Target.
Frank's not even married. We hate to say this guy. Frank's been single, and I need help. I've been locked in this basement for 18 episodes.
Carlo's locked in my basement.
Let's end this.
He's just trying to earn his way out. Okay, thank you for sticking with us again, and we will see you next week. Well, folks, that's another episode of the Gray Hair and Daycare Podcast in the books. Thanks very much for tuning in and spending this time with us. We hope it was fun. If you enjoyed this week's descent into the madness of dadness, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of our future adventures. And while you're at it, give us a like and share the cast with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Carrier Pigeon, whatever you crazy kids are using. Have any hilarious parenting stories of your own? Questions about navigating fatherhood later in life, or even when normal people do it? Email us at ghdc.podcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to bed.